Hey, my name is Harish. I'm a senior here at North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. And for the past 2 years, I've been in a program called Research in Physics. And I applied to this program early junior year because I thought, I have a certain kind of passion for physics and mathematics and just trying to figure out new things about the world that maybe someday change the world. So I thought, okay, maybe I can do that by going into research. So I applied to this program and was accepted. And toward the beginning of the program, when we were all generating ideas, what are we going to do? I thought, I did something back in the day. So let me back up and explain that to you. So 4 years ago, in my 8th grade year, I was at a middle school where all of us were forced to do a science fair. So I went to my dad and I'm like, hey, what can I do? What can I do for this science fair? And he told me, you know what judges like? Judges like things that'll save them money. So do renewable energy. So I'm like, okay. So we sat down and just talked for a little while. And what we came up with was an intriguing idea. It's using the wind draft of cars. And what I mean by the wind draft of cars is, when your car's rolling by, driving by on the road. If you're standing by the road, you can feel kind of the gushes of air coming by. And that's because the car is literally dragging the air along with it, and you can feel that. So I thought, hey, why can't we harness that energy and put miniature wind turbines on the sides of roads and use that air, that dragged air, to cause these turbines to rotate. So back in 8th grade, I went through with it. That's the thing that my dad and I did. So we went through the entire process, the scientific method and stuff, until we got to our conclusions after analyzing our data. And what we found is it worked. We put these miniature wind turbines on sides of roads, and they actually generate electricity from the wind draft of cars. And that's my project. Now, after going through a series of physics and mathematics courses in high school and really looking up things on my own, I've kind of developed a certain sense of sophistication for a high school student in terms of understanding the sciences and how you apply research methods to the sciences and vice versa. I used a lot of the things that I've learned throughout the years, and then I thought, okay, let me re-angle my project a little bit. So in 8th grade, it was purely putting wind turbines on the side of a road, generate electricity. Now it's a little bit more like, well, okay, I've shown that it can happen, let me confirm that, and then see how much can they generate, how can I predict how much they're going to generate, and how can I kind of model this using modern age technology and apply that so I can get a better sense of exactly what's going on out there. So that was kind of my project this year. It was kind of an analysis of the entire scenario of keeping miniature wind turbines on the sides of roads and looking at it from multiple different angles. So the process, it's not easy. Research is certainly not easy. You'd think for me just putting a bunch of fans on the side of a road with fast-moving cars, I'd be done in a week, but it took about a year to get everything ready to get out there, building my turbines, get that out there. And I ran into so many problems. I didn't spend a year doing nothing. I spent a year being confused, angry, but ultimately satisfied. But, one big thing that I learned was perseverance. But I had to persevere through a lot of things, and here's just a taste of what I had to deal with. 2 weeks. I've spent 2 weeks trying to get this thing connected to this thing, connected to this thing, and all of this stuff. No success. I've been living off of Ritz crackers and peanut butter, getting about an hour of sleep, maybe half an hour of sleep every single night. I think I've pretty much completely forgotten how to talk to other human beings, and I cry myself to sleep every night. But it's okay. I keep smiling. I can still do this. I can put this together. I'll get these on the road someday. God, I hate this. Gee, this computer stuff is pretty awesome. Computational fluid dynamics, statistical analysis, and Excel, oh my. Oh my. Yep, yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, okay, blue screen. I'm sick of this stuff. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. 3rd time's the charm. Let me go get my Ritz and peanut butter. Day 7. This is my 7th day out here of counting cars, overseeing the experiment, and making sure drunk drivers don't run into my wind turbines. I'm tired. It's hot, so I'm sweating, like the skin's coming off of my bones. And, I don't know, it's just nerve-wracking. I don't know if I can handle all this stress, but I only have a few more days, I only have a few more trials. I think it's all going well, but let's see. I really hope it stays this way. So yeah, I did all this kind of work And I got to these really cool conclusions. First off, I could confirm that, yeah, you can generate electricity from the wind draft of cars using miniature wind turbines on the sides of roads. But I got something else that's even more cool. I was able to create kind of mathematical functions where I could, given a set of parameters about a situation, you give me a bunch of environmental factors or things like that, I can spit out approximately how much power your turbine's going to output. And then, I got to tinker with a bunch of different cool computational toys. That was kind of the basis of the fun and the interest I had in this. The ability for me to tinker with things that I hadn't done before, explore the unknown to me, and then still be able to kind of come out of it knowing what I had done, knowing what I'm going to do, and knowing that I'm proud of myself for being able to do something like this. So, I hope I've inspired you by this point, because now I'm going to say, it's your turn. You kind of see every day new kinds of things coming into the market. New phones, new TVs, new things like that, new technologies. And, it kind of like the thought it's entered my head. It's just like, wow, these things almost come out of nowhere. But in reality, every last thing that comes into the market is based off of years and years of research in some sort of field, in some sort of work. That's the thing that really pushes society forward. It's the ability to investigate those problems and those concepts that we don't really know about, and learn to know about them, learn more about them, and then apply them so that we can further society, further the good of mankind. A lot of bright minds nowadays are already starting to engage in research. So I think, if you feel inspired, you should go out and do something too. It's not that hard. All you gotta do is you gotta come up with a good idea and find a good mentor that way. And if it's interesting enough, get some money. But then once you have those things, you can get your materials, you can kind of set up your methods, and then just have a good time. Go at it, really study what you love, and you'll love what you study. I really hope that you kind of take me up on my offer and go out and start to change the world in the way that you can. So, I'm glad you've been listening to me this entire time. I hope I've kind of said something that has impacted you in some sort of way. And thank you. This is my research story.